Hi, thank you very much for taking the time right now to be with me, Liesje. I really, really appreciate the work that we have been going through for this entire audit, and I kind of like had the pleasure of meeting you also before, so I was excited that we can work on this one together. Do you want to first of all start with from this initial point of because you spent some time developing the framework before we ICF stepped in and said, okay, let's look at it. So I'm curious from that very initial point to the moment when we got a chance to do the audit, how was that for Speexx to start looking into team coaching, create a framework? I know something about competencies in there and so on. As far as I know, there's been a lot of work. So I'm curious a bit to uncover some of that part.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was a super interesting process because we got to talk to a lot of different team coaches to sort of get their perspective on things and learn more about the ICF competencies and the process of team coaching in general. Um, with the first step being to sort of contemplate, okay, can team coaching actually be
Mm.
delivered well online? Um,
Mm,
and that as a first step, and then as a second step, can it be delivered well online within our system? Um,
mm,
so there were a lot of kind of moving parts to start with, and trying to figure out, okay, what are the best practices? Because
mhm.
we never ever want to launch something without having an understanding of the best practices and making sure that we adhere to those. That meant doing the research into the competencies, talking to all of these different coaches, and really kind of understanding what all of the possibilities are within the world of team coaching, that are still considered good practice. And then sort of putting things together to say, okay, we can do this way in our system, and we can do this way, and we can ensure that these requirements are met here, here, and here. So it was a really exciting process to say, okay, uh, you know, what is the best way to do it? How can we make it happen? It was a lot of fun. I love it. Any chance I have to kind of learn about something new that I haven't been
Mm.
involved with before, I always really appreciate. So
Ah, lovely, lovely. I'm really excited what you said in there because it highlights what I kind of noticed about Speaks also in the past, and that is you do take your time in looking at this direction of, but what would be there a quality standard? What would tell others that what we have to offer or what we generated meets certain levels that will ensure that quality? Because you don't do that only for coaching, you do that also in your other lines of business.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, for me, I feel a personal stake in this because I'm the coach relations manager. So
Mm.
I am kind of the face of Speaks to our network of all of these experienced accredited coaches. So I never want to come out with something that doesn't
Mm.
fit with the standards that they're expecting as well. So I mean, I have that motivation as well, as part of this kind of entire picture that I need to have in mind.
I know that this will come now something as an additional question, so to say. But you said something in there, and now you make me curious. So, how did all of the coaches that sit on the Speaks platform, so how did the entire pool of coaches react to the announcement of? So, there's a new framework that we have. It's a team coaching framework.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that there's a lot of excitement about it.
Mm.
It's like, oh, a new opportunity to do something. And everyone has their opinion. So I think
Yeah.
this audit process is also super helpful, because we
Mm.
can also say, we didn't just invent it. We've done this entire audit process, and we can confidently say we're presenting something that is in line with best practices and everything. So it's kind of it's the cherry on top of the sundae.
And I mean, congratulations one more time. You have actually an audit report that it's absolutely clean. There are a couple of recommendations in there, but they're thought with what else could you do? Not like fix this because you're in trouble. It's like, here are
Right.
some more ideas. You can
Yeah.
even go beyond that.
Yeah.
So I think from this perspective, it's been a brilliant result also for Speexx as a, like you say, like a validation of the decisions that you took,
Hmm.
but also on the same side, I think there was this brilliant experience also for us as ICF team and team of experts that sat behind all of this process, because it gave us a chance to look at the team coaching competencies and think not only how would they be relevant for one team coach, but at the level of a framework.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I'm curious, what do you see as an impact of this audit now, or what will might turn into an impact throughout the Speexx approach?
So for me, honestly, the biggest takeaway and the thing that I valued the most in this process was all of the feedback and the ideas for improvement because I always want to make what we do better and better. So I was so excited to, to get this input from a bunch of master coaches who really understand this topic inside and out and have different perspectives on things as well. It was fun to hear everyone go up on their individual soapbox about different topics. Um, because it gives me a lot of ideas, and it gets me thinking about, oh, how can we implement some of this? And my feeling was we were talking to experts who are kind of in the vanguard of team coaching. And I think, oh, okay, how can we also make Speexx the vanguard in team coaching, using some of this input? So it was a really exciting process for me. And I loved that feedback session. It was fantastic.
That I'm really happy about it, because I have to admit that when I got to the point of now I have to construct a team for this audit, I thought, it's not going to be easy, because we need to keep some criteria that can be replicable. And at the same time, I know that it's kind of like you still have to have a component in there of how much time will it take. So I cannot really answer up front. I can only give an estimate. And so I was really excited that Jonathan Wright was willing to be part of it, because he was also thinking, he was in that group that developed the competences.
Mhm.
It was also important to me to have also this component of high ICF standards. So Daniel definitely was fitting the box, and Jillian the same, and so on. So I think that the three of them created a nice team that could also exchange on the level of the framework competency, and also go deep and say, how can you look at this beyond of what's just written?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. No, I honestly appreciated that so much. It was really cool, a cool experience for me because then I think, oh, okay, how can we take this forward? How can we push it further in the future? So yeah.
Lovely. I'm happy to hear that. And I would be raising one more thing. And of course, you have this now. It's a wrap, it's sealed, but obviously I'm interested of what does this mean for the entire ecosystem? Like, what does it mean for down the line? Not only for Speaks, but also for the entire community of coaches, ecosystem of coaching, and so on, industry, profession. How wide do you want to think? I'll leave it up to you.
Ooh. Oh, you shouldn't invite me to think wide because I'll think really, really I'll think really wide. Um, but no, I mean, I think in all seriousness, this is kind of a first project, a first
Mm,
step. But I mean, if we can take this way of doing things further, this way that we developed a collaboration between, a private coaching provider and an accrediting organization where we learn from each other and
mm,
we improve together. Looking at the market needs, looking at, the kind of technical realities, and also thinking about how do we also improve the competencies themselves? How do we make coaches better? How do we make coaching better?
mm.
And having this exchange, and being able to sort of brainstorm together. I mean, it's amazing. I hope we can do it on more topics, and that we won't be the only ones, that other providers and other organizations will, kind of join the party, and we, improve the industry as a whole.
I like that vision of let's improve the industry as a whole, because at the end of the day, um, I do believe that there is something in there of everyone accepting that we are the ambassadors of the profession. So even if it's a platform provider, if it's a professional coach, even if it's part of the association and so on, everyone gets in touch with the final beneficiary. So at the
Mhm.
end of the day, that's the standard that we need to uphold in the relationship also towards the final beneficiary. So thank you very much
Uh,
one more time for going through this process and jumping in so happily and willingly to say, here's everything that we did. Take a look. It might go bad or it might go good, but we're happy to talk about it. So thank you. I really appreciated that mindset.
No, absolutely. It was a pleasure. This has been really a lot of fun. A lot of work, but a lot of fun. So I'm really excited that we had this opportunity to do this.
Brilliant. Thank you very much then.
Absolutely. Thank you.